Hello everybody, DCF here, welcome back for a new video. We're back with another Love 'em or Hate 'em. But before we get into that, what's been going on with the Cowboys since my last video, which was about over 2 weeks ago? Feels good to be back. David Irving, you fucking moron! David Irving failed a drug test. He is going to be suspended for 4 games yet again for performance-enhancing drugs. I think that was the exact same shit he did last year. But great job, David. You're really making a case for yourself as to why we should give you a long-term fucking contract. Great fucking job. But enough about that. Let's talk about the player for the video who we should either love or hate. I've been sitting on doing Dak Prescott, and some people, I think like one other guy mentioned him, but that guy got outbeat because lots of people wanted me to do Tyrone Crawford and David Irving. But Coconut Head, my favorite guy on the fucking internet, he recommended that I should do Love 'em or Hate 'em on Dak Prescott, and that's exactly what we're here to do. I'm just gonna come right out and say love him, because there are actually some fucking retards out there who believe that we should ditch Dak Prescott. Why? What has Dak done in 2017 that just completely did a fucking 180 on this fan base's reaction for him? I mean, the team was shit in 2017. That's no secret either. Like, we were shit in 2017, but everybody is throwing the hate at Dak Prescott. Why? Tyron Smith undoubtedly had the worst season of his career, where he was off the field for a little while because of his groin injury. And whenever he was on the field, we would get shit-faced by his holding penalties, illegal hands to the face penalties, face mask penalties, I mean, you name it, really. Not only that, but Lyle Collins did not prove to be a reliable right tackle for us. At least I don't think he did at all. Jonathan Cooper was our left guard, and he really did not solidify that position. I don't think he could really hang with the big boys. He did decent, but he didn't play on the level that we wanted him to play. The coaching staff were fucking retards, you know, go figure. As soon as Scott Linehan lost Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games, it was like watching a toddler manage an NFL offense. It was just fucking broken. So for the most part, bad offensive line play. We also might as well have the fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation as our coaching staff. But the wide receivers, my god, they were so fucking bad. The closest thing we had to a downfield threat was Bryce Butler, and he would only make a good play like once every 2 or 3 games. Terrence Williams was fucking he was just fucking non-existent. Cole Beasley, he was shit. He gets a lot of hype from the fan base, but like, what Cole Beasley highlight can you name off the top of your head that isn't the fucking nameplate catch he made in the season opener? Not only that, but Cole Beasley also got double teamed. So if he's getting double teamed, then what the fuck is Dez Bryant doing? Speaking of Dez Bryant, he still hasn't been signed yet. Yeah. I was really surprised. I was really shocked that I've been gone away from social media for about 2 weeks, and come to find out he still hasn't been signed yet. What a shocker. Fun fact, he's now been on the unemployment line longer than Bryce Butler has. That's pretty fucking hilarious. Bitch. So, almost the entire offense just completely fell off from the transition between 2016 to 2017. Really the only players, I know I said this before, but Really the only players I felt stayed consistent on this offense was Zach Martin and Travis Frederick, and that's about it. But it's all Dak Prescott's fault. Yes, everybody. We're going to blame this on Dak Prescott because we don't know any better. It goes back to the classic saying, don't hate the player, hate the team. If you want to say that Dak Prescott wasn't as good or didn't look as consistent with his throws in 2017 compared to 2016, go for it. You can say that. That's perfectly legitimate. There were definitely lots of times where he had good protection and there was an open wide receiver and he either didn't see it or missed the throw by a mile. But you are undoubtedly the dumbest piece of fucking shit on the planet to sit here and give Dak Prescott all 100% of the blame for going 9-7. Now, I'm not here to completely take all 100% of the blame off of Dak, but I'm also not going to be like you and shit on him for taking us to a 9-7 season when if we would have had Matt Castle, Brandon Wheaton, or Kellen Moore, all three of those quarterbacks who only won one fucking game for us, they would have crashed this plane into the fucking ground. Dak definitely does deserve a little bit of blame for going into for missing the playoffs, but you fuckers just take it to a completely new fucking level, okay? You're blaming Dak Prescott for the death of Dez Bryant's career in Dallas when it had nothing to do with him. I mean, Dez Bryant, he was slowing down before we even drafted him. In 2015, he only got 3 touchdowns. But his broken foot! I'm sorry, if your fucking foot injury affects your play that bad to the point where your hands turn to concrete, you shouldn't be on the field to begin with. And again, I'm not here to take all 100% of the blame off of Dak Prescott. He very obviously does have a lot to prove in 2018, but god damn, there should be no reason why he's getting this much hate and this much criticism and this much bias from the media and NFL fans when he was playing with a team that didn't give a fuck to begin with. I always say Dak was, for the most part, carrying this team in 2017. I mean, watch the fucking Falcons and Seahawks games. The team didn't give a shit, and Dak was pretty much the only one trying. And then you have the NFL fans who don't know what they're talking about saying, oh, no. Ezekiel Elliott is the only one you got. He's the engine. He's the heart of that team. He's all you have. He's the one who's carrying your team. I'm sorry. Grabbing a pair of titties at a fucking St. Patrick's Day parade and getting 6-game suspensions, that's not carrying your team. That's being labeled as a fucking liability. That's how you start the process of losing your job and ultimately committing career suicide. And before you scream at me in the comments, yes, I'm fully aware that 6-game suspension was absolutely horseshit, whereas Reuben Foster gets a 2-game suspension and Jameis Winston gets a 3-game suspension, but at the same time, grabbing titties didn't exactly help his case at all. I'm not saying that you should bend to your knees and suck him. I'm saying that you grow the fuck up, learn the differences between the Cowboys team in 2016 and the Cowboys team in 2017, and give Dak a fucking break. Give him a chance and just recognize what garbage he was playing with. This franchise has literally been cursed by Jerry Jones over the last 22 years, and you're throwing all of your hate on Dak Prescott. What fucking sense does that make? The Dallas Cowboys fan base, everybody, you truly... God damn it. And then you have the fucking retards who want to say that Dak Prescott is apparently a dink and dunk quarterback, that he can't throw the ball beyond 10, 15, 20, 30 yards. That is very clearly fucking false. Just watch the games in 2016, watch his throws in 2017. He absolutely is fucking capable of throwing the ball beyond 20 yards. Again, it's just the dipshit retarded play calling, and it's also due to the fact that we don't have a downfield threat at wide receiver. Now, Allen Hurns, he just might be that threat. I'm not sure. We'll just have to wait in 2018. But then there were the fucking retards on the offensive line, such as Byron Bell and Chaz Green being pushed in Dak Prescott's face, making it impossible to even make a fucking read downfield. And I know there's going to be that one retard in the comments that says, oh, so what you're essentially saying is Dak Prescott, he needs a perfect team in order to be good. At some point, you have to realize that a great quarterback, what goes into being a great quarterback is knowing how to utilize the weapons he has around him. In 2017, what the fuck did Dak really have, honestly? I don't know why so many fucking retards have this mentality that only great quarterbacks can win games all by themselves. They don't need everyone else on the offense. They just compliment him. Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't need an offensive line. You know, it's just there, you know, to compliment him. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't need support from his team in order to be good, then how come it's been 8 years since he's won a Super Bowl, but he's clearly a Hall of Fame, a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback? And I even see people talking about Russell Wilson, that he doesn't need an offensive line, that he doesn't need so many weapons in order to be good. Russell Wilson is going to be begging the Seattle Seahawks for his fucking life in 2018. What are you talking about? Connor Williams was there for the taking with their first round pick, but they decided to go with, what's his name, Rashard Penny or some shit? He was a diamond in the rough, yeah, but he was supposed to go in like the second or third round. But Seattle being Seattle didn't give a shit. If Russell Wilson, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback, then how come he hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last 5 fucking years? Please answer me that shit. Oh, well, it's because of bad coaching. If they would have ran the ball with beast mode, then he would have 2 Super Bowl rings. But what? But if Dak Prescott suffers from an even shittier coaching staff, oh, all of a sudden it's not about that. It's because Dak Prescott is garbage. Yeah, it's because he's scared. It's because he can't throw beyond 5 yards. Great job, guys. And finally, my favorite point is, you know, with the retards who'd say, oh, Dak Prescott, he was only good in 2016 because of his offensive line. Well, why don't you ask Tom Brady after the 2015 AFC Championship game versus the Denver Broncos, and why don't you ask him if having a good offensive line goes into having a good quarterback? They stayed in that game. I think it even went into overtime. I can't really remember, but if they would have had a decent offensive line, they undoubtedly would have won that fucking game. Same rules apply to literally every quarterback in the NFL, but if it applies, if Dak Prescott is a part of it, he's only being carried by his team. He's only here for the ride. Just quit being haters, okay? And I'm not saying that to be one of these annoying fucking preteens. You're just haters. I make more than your mother's friend. You discredit him when he does good, like he did in 2016, and you mock him when he does terrible, even if it's not even his fault, like in 2017. That is, by definition, a fucking hater. Quit spreading lies and false information. Quit with the ridiculous fucking double standards. As a Cowboys fan base, undoubtedly we should love him. He said that he was willing to be flexible as for his contract extension that we're going to offer him, hopefully sometime soon. I mean, how can you hate him for that? I mean, he's already better than Dez Bryant. I'll see you guys next time. Feels good to be back. And peace.